And good morning and welcome back to Chermside Bowls Club for the fourth test series or test match between Queensland and New South Wales under 18s. The television match we have on today is a girls pairs. We have for Queensland we have Chloe Runge skipping and Sophie. Here we got Sophie Kiepe. And in New South Wales, the skip is Zoe Nicholls, and the lead is Ricci-Rose Hampton. My name's Dave Keogh, and joining me in commentary today in this game is John Finlayson.
Hey Dave, how are you, mate?
Mate, I'm very good. Welcome aboard.
Nice and sunny today, although a bit of a breeze springing up, making things a little bit more difficult.
Yeah. The green is running very nice. But with the wind picking up, it's making the conditions a little bit more tricky.
Yes, nice and open here too, so the breeze blowing down Roadie Road does make a bit of a difference. It can be very tricky, but so far the girls are handling conditions very well.
Okay, apologies for the delay in coming on air. We did have a few technical difficulties, but hopefully we've got them all under control now, thanks to our main man, Robbie Allen. We still do have a camera down, Robbie's telling us, so we'll do our best to get the coverage as best as possible. In this match, because we did start the coverage a little bit later, there has been a couple of ends played. The current score appears to be New South Wales are up 7-0 after 3 ends. They're playing their fourth end now. New South Wales come out of the blocks well this morning, winning both the boys and the girls' third test played this morning. So Queensland's looking to bounce back in this fourth test series, with the final test to be played this afternoon.
You're just looking at a nice bowl coming down from Ricci-Rose. They've obviously kicked off very well here with a good lead, but hopefully the Queensland girls can settle in and get a start.
Yeah, Ricci-Rose is holding 2 shots there, and she's got another good bowl just probably about a metre behind the head. So that's a good positional bowl. So New South Wales have definitely come out of the blocks in this fourth game. We'll try to give you some updated scores on the other rinks as well when we can. Yeah, Robbie says he's working on it. He's a good man, Robbie. He's working well behind the scenes. This coverage isn't possible without the technical knowledge of Robbie Allen. So we really appreciate his efforts.
Just seeing a good bowl there come down on the wider side there. It's got away a little bit, but a good range finder for her.
Okay, Chloe's close here.
She can get a clear run.
Oh, she just catches that front bowl. Her weight was very good. Yes, Devon Slater, it is, the green is running very well. I played Pennants here yesterday afternoon on the second green. It would have been running every bit of 16 seconds. And this green's probably in a similar pace.
It's a good opportunity here for Chloe if she can trail that jack. They've got a few bowls sitting there, but the tighter hand, she looks to be on a fairly good track.
All down to weight, she may just run
through the head. Just going to go through. Very good try. The last bowl from Zoe's just snuck through on the breeze.
2 to New South Wales. Now, we did say it was 7-0 to New South Wales, but they had not updated the score when we did say that, so I'm just looking at the scoreboard now. It says 8-1, and there may be another 2 to go on for New South Wales yet, but we'll just wait to see what the current score is.
New South Wales seems to be favouring going 2 to 2.
Yeah.
Obviously working for them now, so no need to change.
Well, why change if it's working, John?
Exactly. Great start from Ricci-Rose there. 2 to 2.
Good morning, Cliff Lean from Bongaroo, I think it is.
Boonaroo, maybe?
Boonaroo. Not sure where that is. Yeah, that's a good effort. Good effort by Sophie. She's maybe half a metre short. Ricci-Rose staying on that wide hand. There's a good looking line on this bowl. Just has to beat her last one to count. Oh, she's might just pull up. Great effort.
A lot of supporters here today, a lot of parents obviously, Dave, but looking around, see a few other familiar bowls faces here coming down to watch some pretty good bowls from what I've seen so far this morning.
Yeah, no, there's a fair crowd down here at Chermside Bowls Club, so if anyone's in the Brisbane area, particularly the north side, come down and say hello and watch some quality bowls played by some up-and-coming junior champions. Okay, surely Sophie's got to get a result here.
Yeah, very well played. She had some wells to work with and arrived beautifully, so that's one, maybe 2 to her.
So Zoe just delivering her bowl. She's from the Raymond Terrace Club in New South Wales. Just going to play a little bit tight. Her weight was very good. Okay, and Chloe coming to the mat now. Chloe plays for the Glasshouse Club in the Sunshine Coast district. Great attempt. Just past the head. Wasted there.
Just looking across some of the other games, Dave, on what we can see, New South Wales is leading down on rink 1, 5-1 in what I think is triples.
It's a boys' game, and
boys.
I think that's it might be fours.
New South Wales is leading 6-2 in the pairs, boys pairs. Hayden Osler is trailing 2-8 in one of the singles. Kane Nelson's bounced out to a big lead, 18-3 in the next boys singles.
And by the look of it, he's got 3 bowls, holding 3
bowls.
Holding
3.
He could be holding game.
Yes. He's bowling his last bowl now. We may as well keep a close eye on what he's got. Can usually tell from Kane's body language whether he's close or he's not. I don't think he quite knows. Looks like he may well have, he might be a bit wide there, so he's not showing any great excitement, but he's holding a good 3.
Okay, getting back to the girls here, I was watching Kane Nelson's game when they've actually shook hands.
So he must have had, well, he certainly had the 3, so that's a nice quick game, especially, I know Kane was disappointed with his performance this morning, so very good fight back.
Okay, there's a lot of discussion here on Rink 7, our televised game, to see what shot New South Wales will play.
A little bit difficult to tell who's got shot there. Probably New South Wales.
Yeah,
but,
you'd think the pink bowl may just have it.
A little bit difficult to see where Chloe might get in there. It's there's quite a few short bowls guarding both hands on about the draw line, but that's why they're taking that bit a little bit longer to work out what they're trying to achieve.
Well, if nothing else changes, there's definitely a shot for Queensland to make some numbers.
Just going to come up short. She had a beautiful track for what she was trying to do. Looked like she was just trying to draw under those bowls on
just trying to do
on the way through.
A tight draw. Oh, what a great effort.
Great try.
Yeah, Jacob Nelson reckons, Finno, you should commentate all the time. You must be doing a good job in his eyes. John?
Hard to tell if that's sarcasm or real praise from Jacob, but I'll take it. Thank you, Jacob.
Okay, and then Faulkner said Boonaroo is near Maryborough.
I think, yes.
Doug Nye, yes, Robbie is the man. Well done, one.
So New South Wales again, sticking with close to T to T. It's not quite noticeable, Dave, that the greens are picking up. They'll be running somewhere between that 15-16 mark by the looks.
Yeah. Yes, there's a fair bit of breeze coming from the southeast, which makes one hand particularly wider than the other. Well, Ricci-Rose played the wide hand in the first bowl and she crossed the head a fair bit. She is changing hands to the narrower hand with her second bowl. Probably forced to do so with the position of Sophie's first bowl. And that's not a bad switch hit.
Yes, that's a great change.
Okay, how's Sophie's weight here? It's a very good bowl.
So we have a message from Andrew Hinch. Greetings from Koyana, maybe in South Africa. Overseas, not sure what time it is in South Africa, but welcome aboard. Who knows?
I would say that would have to be very early in the morning, I'm assuming.
You'd think so, but obviously with these young guys improving, young girls, and that in 3 or 4 years' time, some of the future stars of Australian bowls could be going around here today. Certainly some of the bowls you've seen is very, very promising.
Okay, it's 20 past 3 in the morning.
Well, that's dedication, Andrew. Thank you.
Twenty past 3 on a Sunday morning, watching bowls.
Yes.
That is dedication. I think I was counting Zs at that time myself.
Obviously from here, Dave, tomorrow the under 25s, the under 59, or the 40s to 59s and the open state sides have a test series at Tarrant Point.
It's Queensland versus New South Wales.
Yeah, starting tomorrow afternoon, so keeps the international rivalry going.
Well, we wish all the bowlers participating in the test series over the next few days all the very best. I'm sure there'll be great bowls played, once again in great spirit.
Obviously a series that's played every year and a lot of rivalry, and with the addition of the extra age category this year adds some more rivalry to it. So plenty of faces around this morning that were heading off tomorrow morning to go down. Quite excited about the opportunity. So good luck to the Queenslanders, but I'm sure it's going to be a pretty good series.
Yeah.
They've been level matched of late, so...
That last bowl of Zoe's was a cracker. She'd drawn around Chloe's bowl to get a definite 1, maybe 2. Yeah, back to the test series. This is the first time they've had the 40 to 59 age group.
I believe it may well have been a thing some time back, but certainly in the last 10 or so years, it's the first edition, and I think it's a fantastic edition. It gives people an opportunity that didn't come to bowls until to maybe their 30s or so, to have that opportunity to represent their state and
play at that elite level.
Yeah, that's right, and it gives them a pathway, and it just opens it up, and it's a fantastic feeling.
Have a look at this bowl.
She's just been very unlucky, but that's a fantastic shot, because that's a difficult shot to play on that hand, trying to play that sort of weight under there on the wide hand. So probably deserved better, but
one to New South Wales.
Just missed for the first and corrected beautifully with the second. So that's a great effort from Chloe. Yeah, so there'll be a lot of people who are representing their state for the first time on both sides in that thing. So well done to New South Wales and Queensland for putting that on and opening up that opportunity. And I was talking to Peter Williamson the other day about it, the president of Bowls Queensland, and he said the interest has amazed them, how much interest has come into that middle category. So that just shows that it gives people just another level to play and builds up the interest in bowls.
Yeah, well, I suppose it's an age group where there's a fair majority of bowlers sit and who would not normally have a chance to play at that representative level because, you know, to crack into the open sides, you know, it's hard to come into it if you're either 40 or 45 year of age.
Well, look, probably in fairness, it's nearly impossible. I think quite rightly the focus on those open sides are, well, obviously the best bowlers, but it's that younger age, the junior participation, and you know, if you're good enough, you'll make it. But it's quite difficult, so it gives everyone an opportunity to have a go, and it's right. If you fall through the cracks there, you've got an opportunity, and you're right. A great percentage of bowlers, and certainly the people that we're trying to recruit into bowls, are in that category. So I think it's a fantastic initiative, and I don't know whether it'll ever get to a national level, but certainly you've got to start somewhere. So again, well done to New South Wales and Queensland for initiating it.
Yeah, no, very good. Well, Ricci-Rose Hampton has started this game on fire, and she continues to do so. She's got another shot here. Not that Sophie has played poorly, but Ricci-Rose isn't letting her into the game at the moment.
Yeah, I think Sophie's had all the three bowls very close around, but she just can't quite find that one a little bit closer. But she'll keep chipping away here, and as you know, it only takes one good bowl sometimes to change things around. But you're right, Ricci-Rose just not letting her get in. Yeah, I would suspect if Queensland wins an end that they would certainly change the length here, change it up and see what can happen. But given the conditions, their weight control is good. I mean, it's very difficult to find the same line each time because the wind is gusting. But they're playing. All four girls are playing beautiful weight. That might just run through a bit, but it's certainly made things better.
Yeah.
Gives Chloe a nice open draw, and if she control that jack, even better.
Yeah, she's got two catches there, probably, you know, 1.5 feet, 2 foot behind the head.
It's the old story, Dave. If you can't get the shot, at least get something behind to give you a skip a chance. So
a bowl behind is never wasted.
So Sophie's done that the last few ends quite well.
Now, Zoe's playing on her forehand. There is an open draw there, but she doesn't want to move the white. Yeah, good track, but probably a little bit hesitant because she didn't want to move the white.
Yeah, it's nothing for moving the jack there. She probably can't play that other hand, but back into the breeze a bit too makes it difficult. It gusts. And they both just come up a bit short because the wind's just gusting around, so something to correct on. Just getting a little bit harder now for Chloe to get through to get that jack, but she may have just got a little bit wide here.
She's trying to draw between those two whites, but she's just a little bit wide.
Again, very nice weight for what she's trying to do, roll her own or sit that outside bowl, but just got a little wide.
Good morning to Jacqueline Heineman, watching from Tagoom.
It's great to see all the people from out in the surrounding areas getting on to watch the juniors. Probably they may know some of them from being around the area, but in most cases they're not names they associate with, but certainly some awesome talent here.
Well, you know, if you just have a look at some of the teams or the centres where the Queensland players are from, you've got Roma, you've got Cunnamulla, Cooktown. Kandanga, you know, Gayndah.
Yep.
Thawangawa City, that's up near Townsville. So it's great to see that regional centres are representative at this elite level.
Yes, it's certainly difficult to put these sides together with so much territory to cover. Very difficult job for the Queensland selectors, particularly to see all these. I know the state titles are obviously form a good part, and some of the parents go through a whole lot of effort to be 14, 15 hours drive to get down here and stay for the week and then get home again. So
yeah, I've been through all that as a parent, John. Yeah, travelling to the coast or Bundaberg.
Yes, there's always a price to pay, isn't there? But just seeing the way all these players are handling themselves, the spirit's been actually quite good, and a lot of clapping of opposition good bowls and all the things you like to see. It's been played in a very good spirit, as it should be.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so there's a bit of discussion at the head to see which shot they should play.
I think Chloe would certainly like to be playing weight on a forehand to get down to that shot pink bowl,
yeah.
But
even any movement of the white would probably be beneficial.
It's maybe just deciding which hand is better to try and play that shot. She doesn't have too many other options by the looks.
I'd say
good to see. She's taking her time to work out what she's wanting to do.
I could be wrong, but I'd say she'll play the tighter hand.
Yep, she'll play the tighter hand.
Yep.
Well, she's got a result. Probably not plan A, but
now they'll have to pull a tape out to see who's actually got shot.
One to New South Wales.
Well,
it's a bit hard to see that measure. Queensland manager Thorpe got his ample body in the road of the camera, so I'm glad it's him likely to get in trouble from Robbie rather than usually me.
Okay, so that makes it 13-1 to New South Wales. They really have skipped out of the blocks halfway through this match.
Queensland girls certainly not playing poorly, but
No.
As you said, Ricci-Rose is getting New South Wales away to a really good start. They've got into a nice groove on the longer end, and they're just doing enough to get a shot every end. So the Queensland girls desperately need to get that mat and change something up.
Yeah, there's a saying in pairs, the lead determines who wins, the skip determines by how many. And I think there's a bit of truth to that saying. Another great start here.
Yeah, this is what's doing that damage. She's just playing very, very well. She gets out on that wide hand and taking beautiful grass and reaping the rewards.
Good morning to Joanne Burgess watching from the Hunter Valley. Good morning, Jimmy Tatum watching from Beenleigh.
I'll see one of our regulars, Lenny Jaffrey's on the line. Hey, Lenny and Max. Hope you're all well.
Another one of your fan club, obviously, John.
Lenny's a lovely lady, and Max is one of the gentlemen of the game. What Max hasn't won isn't worth winning, so Lenny will be watching, and Max will be out rolling up doing his practice, no doubt.
Yeah, good morning, Doug. Okay.
Well,
Sophie's just played a little bit of an arriving shot there and got onto the white and probably got one shot out of that.
a little bit unfortunate she didn't get it in the middle. They're just looking for just a little ounce of luck to get something there, but they're certainly not throwing it away. The Queensland girls, they're trying very hard. It's just at the moment they're just getting out bowled.
Yeah, they're swimming against the tide at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, we've all been through that where things just don't go well, but things can change, and maybe the opportunity now with the jack off the line and holding a shot, maybe this is the opportunity for them to get back into the game. Things can change very quickly once you get that, Matt. That's a great ball.
Okay, that's the shot.
Well done, Sophie. That's the one we're looking for. This just might upset the routine of the Queensland girls off the line. Things are a little bit difficult, especially when you've got a wide and a narrow hand trying to work out the line they need to be taking. So 3 bowls helps, but...
And just looking at the adjoining games in the girls' triples next door, Queensland's off to a good start there, up 19-7. And the other game must be the pairs game. Looks like New South Wales are up 14-4.
It's obviously one of the boys' singles is finished. Kane had a good win there. In the next singles, Hayden's fighting along there. He's down 11-6, but hanging into the game. Queensland in the boys' pairs, I think the next one is down 5-8. And the far end game, which, Dave, I think is at the fours, is Queensland's 11-1 down. So they're having a bit of trouble up that end as well.
Yeah, well, they're skipping that fours game, Jack McShane. He played very well in the televised triples game we had this morning. Here's another fair bowl by Zoe. She's good weight. She's just a little bit tight. She may be holding with her first bowl.
This guy's just a bit hot on that one.
Yeah.
It does look like she'll be holding shot there.
It looks closer on the rink, but on the television screen it looks like it's the pink. Good line again. Just pulling up.
Chloe's quite sure what she wants to do here.
Yeah, there's still a fair bit of discussion between the two Queensland players to determine what shot they're going to play. She's playing a backhand. Okay, how's her weight? She can get a clear run.
Oh, yeah, it's a bit stiff there. She had weight to get up, but it was crowded both hands.
So one more to the score of New South Wales, which puts them up 14-1. Up comfortably at the moment. But there's still another 8 ends to go at this time.
Apart from bowling very well, Ricci-Rose has actually thrown the jack quite well. She's kept it down in a very consistent zone, and when you're winning ends, the last thing you want to do is have your lead to have a malfunction with the jack and change it up. So she's doing that part of her role very, very well.
Yeah, good start. Probably just maybe 3 feet through the head.
Weather's starting to look a little bit ominous here, Dave. Hopefully it holds off for this afternoon's play.
Yeah, it was a brilliant sunny day when we started here in the first game this morning. It's come a little bit overcast now, and it's a little bit cool. Yeah, I think we'll get the day in, but yeah, another good bowl there from Ricci-Rose.
I think the problem for the Queensland girls is the longer the winning streak goes in the ends, the harder it gets for them. They're looking to see what they can change, and
yeah, well,
in the end, the New South Wales girls are just not taking the foot off the pedal, and there's 3 real solid lead bowls again.
In these windy conditions on a pretty slippery green, they're pretty good lead bowls.
Great bowls.
That's a great
effort. Yeah, that's
just to
cut down the damage and taking the pressure off Chloe. So nothing worse than being 3 down and wondering what you need to make sure you're there. All those things to change the things up. So she's 1 down now, so that's great. She can just draw. Hopefully, find her range, and it's got a nice bowl to sit there. I presume she'll come down on her back end, and but. Zoe, with first bowl, might change that anyhow. She's actually been performing really well, but she hasn't really need to be doing anything too dramatic because they've been controlling the head.
Yeah, it's been set up well up front. And a pretty good track here.
Yeah, that's a good bowl.
Okay, how's Chloe's weight? She's got a good track. Oh, she's just going to run away.
I see Lenny Jaffrey's just said Maxie's not having a roll-up. He's just had an op, so get well, Maxie. We'll need you in a while, so get yourself nice and fit. Hope all's well.
Another good bowl there from Zoe. Yeah, the New South Wales girls are just turning the screws a bit now.
Not without a chance here.
This is a great
she
effort.
Just needs a little feather and a feather, and she just scooped through. Not much going well for her.
Can't buy a shot at the moment.
No, she couldn't have played that too much better. So
No,
just
to
things
come
are not
underneath that front bowl and not sit the front bowl, the second bowl, and not get shots. She's a little bit stiff. Okay, girls. Put a tape on it if you don't know. Okay.
a lot of discussion, not much movement.
They'll pull a tape out in a minute. Oh no, 2.
Going with 2.
Okay, 16-1 after 11 ends. New South Wales definitely in the box seat. In the other games, Queensland's up 19-9 in one game and down 17-6 in the other games. So New South Wales in the girls are up 2 rinks to 1.
Another great start from Ricci-Rose. She's been nailing that first bowl. Her line has been fantastic. She's handled that hand beautifully.
And in the boys, we had Kane Nelson had a good win in the singles, but New South Wales are currently up in all the other 3 games. Yeah, here she goes again. She's just like a robot. And again, that's great lead bowling.
I think Zoe would be sitting back enjoying this. It's nothing better than as a skip sitting back and clapping.
It's an easy game to skip when your lead's all over it like a rash.
And again, like
that's a great reply.
Sophie hasn't played poorly. She's got second shot quite regularly, but she just can't nail that perfect shot. But they're hanging in. The Queensland girls are hanging in very well.
And there's still time. And she just pulled that one up a little bit short. And she might have changed her hand then. She did. Oh, that's a great effort. Maybe better than a great effort.
I think that may well be shot. Hard to tell, but it'll be very close. See Hayden Osler over in the other boys singles is fighting back. He's got it back to 13-9 after a slow start. I've had a bit to do with Hayden. He played Premier League with us last year. Him and his family travelled down from Gympie. Again, back to that thing of parents doing the right thing. It's a couple of hour drive backwards and forwards for 10 weeks in a row. It's a massive commitment, but Hayden improved as the year went on, and
well, you had one of the juniors come down all the way from Longreach.
Ty Jesberg.
What's that, about a 12 hour?
It's a 13-hour drive.
Each way?
Each way.
Long way for a game of bowls.
Long way for a game of bowls. That's a fantastic effort from Ty and the Jesberg family. It's a long way, to repay their commitment. We went out to Longreach to play in their falls tournament, and we did it once and complained about how far it was, and they'd leave Friday, get home Monday, and leave Friday and get home Monday week after week. So congrats to them. That's the sort of massive commitment required sometimes to give juniors in these more rural areas an opportunity, and they've actually moved to the Gold Coast now, and Ty's playing at Tweed Heads.
Yeah, I see that, yeah.
And going very well, so a lovely family, and Ty's a great young bowler and a good young boy. He doesn't say a lot, Ty, but he's a very good bowler. So if you're having a listen, Ty, how's the weather in Longreach? That's all I can ever usually get out of him. It's good.
Well, he'll tell you now, I don't know, I live on the Gold Coast.
He usually just smiles.
Okay, so Queensland are holding shot here. I think.
They'd be definitely holding one there. I think it's only the one, but...
yeah, the pink probably beats the back.
Second.
Black bowl.
It's going to be interesting. She looks like she might be shaping up to play backhand. It looked to be a nice shot on the forehand. But,
you'd think it's the other hand is the easier way to get into the head, but Zoe can see something we can't. Maybe she's thinking, well, we've got a match-winning lead here. We don't need to do anything silly. And I'll put some cover in.
It'll be a difficult decision here that Chloe could probably play an attacking shot and kick that ball out, but she could also trail the jack. It's the New South Wales white ball just in behind, so
it's probably to the stage where she's got to play some risks.
They may well be just wanting to win an end and see whether the change of mat and a change of length can make a difference. But you're right, ends are running out. She's going to play the other way as well.
Drew Edwards said some parents are there from Western New South Wales. They flew up yesterday. Yes, I'm sure there would be.
Dubbo is out in central New South Wales.
Dubbo. What else? Where else is in Gunnedah?
Or Ningen is certainly out in Western New South Wales, out in towards the Dubbo or out that way somewhere.
My geography in New South Wales isn't.
Gunnedah is out that way.
Yeah, isn't as good as New South Queensland's.
So they've got some good country. Marimbula's down on the south coast, so that's 6 or 7 hours south of Sydney.
Mudgee's in is
in the Hunter Valley.
Yeah. So
they've got some good representation from out in the rural areas, which is fantastic to see. It's great to see the clubs right across the board supporting the juniors. Certainly from having a few of the younger boys playing with us, they're fantastic. Their commitment to playing, and they're very intense. They love winning, so that's a great thing to have. And they fear little.
Okay. Gavin's from Cape Town. He wants to know the current situation overall. I'll just see if I can grab that. Okay, I'll see if I can just get some results from yesterday and also this morning. So the first test series in the boys was drawn 2-all, and in the girls, New South Wales won 2-1. The second test match, the girls, Queensland 3 beat New South Wales 1, and in the boys, Queensland 2 beat New South Wales 1. And this morning, both the New South Wales girls and boys had a win, I think. So I don't know the current standings, but I'd say New South Wales might just have their nose in front.
So New South Wales Queensland ended up winning that end, and they did predictably bring the mat right up. But it hasn't really put Ricci-Rose off her game.
No, she can play any length.
But again, Sophie's got some good bowls in the head. She may get a good result here.
Yeah, a little bit tight.
Just a bit of luck you need sometimes.
One of the 3 L's you need, line, length and luck. Just going to hang out a little bit on that tight hand. She does. New South Wales do now have 2 seconds. you go. Nigan's out past Dubbo. Is it Nigan, you said?
Ningen,
I
believe.
Out past Dubbo. There you go. That's I'd classify that as west.
Definitely.
I went through Dubbo the Christmas before last, and it was 48 degrees the day we got there. It was still about 43 degrees at 7 o'clock that night.
I was out that way recently, and that country looks very well. They've had some good rain out through there, and thankfully for the poor farmers, they may have some reasonable crops or whatever they're dealing with. They've got opportunities after having years of drought. The country does look very, very well.
The year when I went out there was at Christmas. We had the bushfires, and it was terrible. Everything was that dry. There was hardly a stick of grass anywhere. There's trees with no leaves. It was just barren. But rural New South Wales, similar to Queensland, we've had our fair share of rain over the last 6 months or so. My local club, Windsor Bowls Club, we had 5.5 feet of water through it in early March. But we're on our way back.
It's a bit tragic. I know Hayden also plays at the Albert, or has played at the Albert in Gympie, and I think they had 5.5 metres through there, so it's out of action. I'm not sure for how long, but it's so they've all had to go and find a new club because basically the clubhouse is was just destroyed, and so, which is very sad. And there were other clubs around that had the same issue. It was quite widespread this year with the floods, so hopefully they all come back. In the past, 2012 or whatever it was, when floods went through, all those clubs fought back stronger and better, so they're very resilient. So all the clubs that are down, good luck to them. But it certainly made a mess of a few of them. Yeah,
it's a long way back, and those clubs that are affected, they'll be the first to acknowledge they can't get back on their feet unless they've got a lot of good membership and good club support.
Yep.
I know at Windsor we rely on a lot of volunteers to bring the club back. We're nearly back. We haven't got floor coverings yet, and we haven't got new furniture, but other than that, we're back trading pretty much as normal.
So the Queensland girls have won another end, so changing the mats helped them. Just probably need to pick a good number up here to get really back into the game, but I think at this point in time they're just happy to keep winning some ends and see what happens late.
Keep winning the ends and see what goes from there, and this is a minimum length. I don't think Sophie could have brought the mat up much more. So the mat's brought right up, and she's probably about 1.5 feet off the tee. She gave herself a little bit of wriggle room in case she dropped it short. Yeah, and a good start. Okay, Ricci-Rose, she's from Dapto.
I suppose for the punters amongst the audience, Dapto's famous for the dogs down there, the Dapto
when I think
dogs.
of the Dapto I just think of the Dapto dogs. And what's the ex-footballer used to be always going down the Dapto dogs? Tezza. Terry someone played for Manly.
Oh, Terry Hill, maybe?
Terry Hill, yeah. Or was it the footy show covering it from the Dapto dogs?
I'm sure Dapto has lots more features than the Dapto dogs, just before we start to cop a little bit of flack on that, but it's certainly...
I'm sure it's a lovely place, but I'm sure they've got a great greyhound track. Oh, look at Ricky Rigo. Let's try that again. Ricci-Rose. Two great bowls. Dapto may be famous for the dogs, but they'll be maybe famous for Ricci-Rose Hampton's bowling ability, the way she's going.
Yeah, certainly. If you take into account the conditions, she's handled that side just beautifully. Her line has been very, very good. And I think she's very good again.
Yeah, she's close.
Just a gust pushed her across, but they're again, they're good bowls.
Okay, so just reconfirming the results from this morning games. In the boys, New South Wales 2, Queensland 1, and in the girls, New South Wales 2.5, Queensland 1.5. So it's a very, very tight contest overall, and it looks like the end result will come down to the 5th and final test match being played this afternoon. So it's great to see we've got very, very competitive games between the two states. Oh, that's a very good bowl. That covers and counts.
The one thing to note, Dave, across the whole board is that all of the players have got very, very sound techniques. So,
yes.
And some from the bigger clubs have had opportunity to be coached and been through programs, but I'm sure some of the rural areas, whilst they'll have their local coaches, don't have quite that opportunity due to geographic reasons. But you can look right across the board. I was just watching, and they've all got very, very sound actions. So whoever's doing the coaching, it's a credit to them, because there's not a bad action to be seen amongst them all. Very fluent. Helps when you can bend everything, but still got to be able to do it. So, it's quite a noticeable feature.
That was a couple of inches off being a great bowl by Chloe. She found the gap. She's
been a bit of a story of the game, hasn't it? They've just been missing.
New South Wales have just had more bowls in the head.
Yep. This probably just about finishes the game now. There's she's drawn, maybe just skipped through, but looks 3.
They've taken 3 out and they're looking for anything else. It's a measure between the black bowl of Queensland and the pink bowl of New South Wales.
That's 4.
And 4 shots.
It's a bit unfortunate for the Queensland girls there, because that'll blow the score out a little bit, and I, again, don't think they deserve it, although New South Wales have just continued to put the pressure on, and that can cause you to just miss.
Yeah, New South Wales have definitely turned the screws. They're just playing very, very consistent bowls, just building pressure.
Just looking across in the boys area, New South Wales was controlling the fours game down the far end there, 13-4.
Yeah.
The pairs game,
it's 5-all.
Stuck at 5-all. That can't be right. On 14 ends, I'm not sure that's the case. There must be 15-5.
It must be 15-5. Yep.
That'd be in favour of New South Wales, and the singles game. Hayden's fought his way back to 11-all by the ball.
No, it's 16-11. 5 behind, so he's still not without a chance. By the look of it, the boys for Queensland really want Hayden to
get him up.
Yeah, try to salvage a draw. Yes, Paul Butler, that's it. Nads. Nads was the greyhound that Terry Butler had. Terry Hill, rather. Nads. They'd say, go Nads.
Yes.
Steve Joels is just saying the Albert Club in Gympie has now been open for some months. A lot of thanks to a lot of fine people.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. People don't realise the amount of effort and the volunteer work that goes into getting clubs that have been affected by floods.
And it's quite messy work too. When you've had Dave, you'd know better than anyone. Has Windsor been under twice?
Windsor went under in 2011. In 2011, we had about a foot of water through the club, so it wasn't, it was carpet and whatever. But in March of this year, we had 5.5 feet, so, and that was unexpected. Like we didn't realise the rain was coming so quickly, and the water would rise so fast because it didn't come from the Brisbane River. It all came from localised creeks, and all of our greenkeeping equipment went under. All the bar went under, all our computers went under. We lost everything.
Yeah, I think anyone that's a great shot here from
well done.
From Sophie. Anyone that's like when there's been water sitting in there and 2, 3, 4 days later you've got to get in there and start pulling floor coverings up and walls, fittings out and trying to get mud and slush out. It's a thankless job and takes forever. So well done to the Albert. Thanks, Steve, for letting us know because we can't afford clubs to go under for any reason at all. So hopefully they're up and those in that area support them because they'll still need support.
And the clubs will come back a bit more resilient. I know at Windsor we're not putting down carpet, we're putting down like a seam-free flooring, just so it'll just save one hassle because a lot of clubs are built on floodplains and it's not a matter of when they'll be affected by floods again, it's when. And unfortunately, clubs aren't in a position to move to a higher ground. They've got to do with what they've got.
Chloe can just sneak. Yeah, well done. There's a couple for the girls. They've kept fighting, doing a good job as far as that goes.
Yeah, no, they definitely haven't given up. Okay, what's Zoe done here?
So a bit of encouragement coming through from Stuart Lowe, obviously a Dapto local, cheering on Ricci-Rose and enjoying watching her play very well. So Zoe just played a great bowl and made contact with the jack there in between the two bowls. Haven't been able to pick up a signal as to who may be holding.
Well, we'll soon find out. Maybe we won't.
She sat her own bowl through.
Well,
and
Queensland's got one shot.
Queensland holding. They're two very, very good bowls.
That's a pretty tight head, John, considering the conditions.
Yes.
Thanks to the mastery of Robbie Allen, he's given us a close-up view of the head.
One to Queensland. And no doubt we'll see the mat go forward again.
Yeah, they've had a little bit of success in changing the length of the ends they're playing.
Queensland girls in the triples have won a couple of ends and have got it back. Can't quite see the board there just at the moment, but
Yeah, the girls are up 23-11.
It's got it back to 12-19. They'll need to win a few more to get going, but yeah. Well, it's probably now or never, given they're playing 17th end now. And Ricci-Rose's good form continues. She's dotted her first bowl yet again.
And again.
That's very good bowling. She's just played a beautiful line down there all day.
Not a bad effort here by young Sophie. She's may have
drawn
drawn the shot.
Yeah, she has. What a great shot.
Great bowls.
This has forced Ricci-Rose onto the other hand, which she hasn't played very much.
She got a good line.
Just going to run out of weight, but she had the line right. Certainly a good effort by Chermside Bowls Club to have the greens prepared so well, Dave. There's been rain around in Brisbane, and thankfully the last couple of weeks it's quietened down a bit and greens are speeding up. Traditionally the time where we'd have faster greens, but they've been a bit later than usual this year. But
the greens are running really well. I can vouch for that. I had a game here of Pennants yesterday, and the greens run really, really well.
Should I ask if you had a win?
We did. Yes, the mighty Windsor Wombats got over the top of the Chermside Lions.
So again, a great try there.
Great effort. Another bowl.
Another
close.
bowl.
Yeah.
Probably unfortunately made it a touch harder for her, but so we'd be looking to just arrive onto her bowl and maybe get it onto the jack. She looks to be every chance here.
Every chance. Oh,
just going to turn under.
Just turn, but gee, that's a great effort. And not a wasted bowl there. Yeah, she's got something behind the head now. If she does crash into her front pink bowl and the white goes back.
There's certainly an opportunity to correct now. She knows what line to play. She certainly played a beautiful weight for the shot.
Gavin's asking what does SK next to the players means. That's the skip. That's just the skip's name. So that's the teams up on the screen, and that's the name of the skip on each of those teams.
So one to Queensland there. Just can't quite get that number they need to get back into the game, but
it's good to see they're not giving up and they're just chipping away.
Certainly the move to get the mat forward has got them back into the game and given them the opportunity to win. Not that they were far away on the 2-2s, but they just could not quite couldn't quite get that mat. So you're right, they've continued to fight well. Here's a great starter.
Yeah. Just looking over, is that young Hayden, is he now down 17-13?
Yes.
So he's made a little bit of a comeback.
Not sure how many ends. Oh, there's no ends there, singles, so we don't need to worry about that. Can't quite see where positioning is there. They certainly need to win that game to be a chance over there. Looks like Hayden may have one, but he's a metre or so away.
Yeah, well, the other two games in the pairs and the fours, it looks like New South Wales are up comfortably.
Yes.
Yeah, that's another great effort. Good bowl here. Nearly going to get back to the white. Yeah.
She just had the answers, hasn't she?
Very consistent bowls.
Well, that's it. She's been consistent. She's hardly wasted a bowl.
Okay, just looking over at the boys' singles game that's still in action. I see the marker put up a maroon or a red-coloured tab, so it looks like Hayden may have got shot on that end. He's up the mat, so I'd say that's the case.
The message coming through from Angela Nelson, mother of Kane, and of course Jacob, who will be representing Queensland in the open side tomorrow. Wishing the boys well. She'll be happy with Kane's performance in the singles.
Okay, just looking over at the boys' remaining singles match there. Joseph Clark's 17 and Hayden Oster is 14. Not sure who's got shot here on this televised rink. See how the kitty has moved.
I think New South Wales may have shot.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a little bit more weight than she would have liked to have played.
Well, depending on where the location of the jack is, it's probably a pretty good bowl.
Jack's in the ditch there, Dave.
Yeah, there
now
is.
We can see it.
And there's a bowl next to it. What a shot. What a shot.
A big smile on Zoe's face. Not sure she wanted to draw quite that close, but always looks spectacular when you can do that. I don't know about you, Dave, but mine always seem to fall in when it gets that close.
It's always good playing on a green where you can draw to a ditch.
That's true.
You know, you've obviously played on a few, John, that seem to speed up once they go past the tee.
We'll blame the greens. Just watching Hayden Oster has now come down and drawn a front toucher to make it 2, so he's certainly putting up a good fight over there to give them a chance.
He appears to have 2, it might even be 3. He's got another bowl just behind there.
So Ricci-Rose has pulled up a little bit short with her first based on everything else that's come before. She'll correct and get very close with this one.
Yeah.
Which she has done.
You picked it well, John.
That's a great correction. That tells you you're in good form.
Yeah. You can't nail every bowl, but if you can adjust with the bowl you don't nail with, it shows you're playing good bowls.
I think it was...
Yeah, I'm not sure what they picked up on the last 10. Was it 1 or 2?
Well, certainly 2. It may have been 3. It's hard to tell. They haven't put it up on the board just yet. We'll get it up as soon as we can. There's another great bowl.
Yep. What a bomb.
It's a pretty good exhibition to keep it going for the whole game. Certainly one of the great opportunities to come and watch the under-18s is in 3 or 4 years' time. If Ricci-Rose or one of the others starts playing good bowls and winning things, you can always say, well, I remember seeing her as a junior playing somewhere or other. I'm not sure what her form was like this morning. I watched more than the boys' games this morning, but she's certainly been the player of the match in this.
Yeah, without doubt.
It's been a fantastic exhibition of lead bowls. She's made it look easy when it's most certainly not.
Okay, just looking over at that remaining boys singles. It's now 17-15.
A great shot from Zoe, just keeping the pressure up. Chloe's got a shot down with a little bit of weight down here and hope for the best. She's going to get onto her own. She just needs a good result. Oh, it's a New South Wales bowl. And just not working. It's a pretty good shot from Hayden. Watching now, he's just drawn a back toucher. That's a great shot. Nothing worse than getting out to a big lead, David, in singles and having the opponent come back. It starts to put scary thoughts in your mind.
You can hear the footsteps coming from behind. You can't do anything about it.
It's a very unlucky reply. It's a cracking match, that game. Zoe just coming in and piling the pressure on, not making it any easier sitting there.
No.
Chloe might be able to get some frustrations out here and...
well, she's not going to be short, surely not.
Give it a bit of a rip. And
she needs a little bit of luck from there.
think the pressure of being down has started to tell. It's very difficult after a while.
No, New South Wales were definitely turning the screws and putting the pressure on.
They've decided to call it quits and shake hands. Well done to the New South Wales girls. They both played well. Queensland girls fought it out for a long time, but when you've got a lead on fire like that, it's very hard to win a game of pairs. So that'll seal the test for the New South Wales girls.
You would think it all depends on the or did the other game is finished?
Yep. They're all finished now.
So that's a 2-1 victory for New South Wales in the girls. Yeah, we can't give you the final scores because the scoreboards haven't been updated.
There's at least 4 on that last end. Not that it really matters, but...
Okay, I think the real challenge or the interest now is the game of singles in the boys. Okay. Okay, so we'll wrap this up very soon, and we'll let you know the results of these outstanding games after we come back from the break. But before we do, just once again like to thank our sponsors, Mullins Law, the Queensland Government, BCIB Insurance Brokers, ACIT Sports, and Intervention with Energy and Innovation rather. So once again, thank you for our sponsors. Bowls Queensland would like to thank ACIT for producing quality representative uniforms for the Queensland teams as worn by our juniors today. So thank you for your support over the last 2 hours while we commentated this game. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much, John.
Thanks, Dave.
Most of all, we got to thank Club Chermside for hosting this event. They put on some wonderful greens, and they're their hospitality is magnificent. So once again, thank you for Chermside, and thank you for all of our sponsors. So we'll wrap it up now, and we'll be back. What time will we be back on, Robbie? 1 o'clock? Okay, so we'll be back 1 o'clock or shortly thereafter. So until then, enjoy yourself, and we'll see you later.
Lawn bowls. Wish I found it earlier. What a game.